Hey y'all, this is Cheryl and thanks for joining me for another digital scrapbooking process video. I'm going to be scrapping this photo of my daughter who was hiding her face, and I'll be using a kit called Not Pictured by Allison Pennington. And I actually converted the photo to black and white. And I start with a pretty bold background. Add in the universal symbol for no. And essentially what this layout is about, for my mom's birthday, my sister and I, my family, had given my mom money and then like a little certificate. So we were going to take her to lunch the very next day and then shopping. So we did that. We went to dinner, went to lunch, and then we went shopping, and then we ended up back at my sister's house. And I had taken like a selfie, I think, with Olivia earlier at lunchtime. And even in that one, she didn't appear to be thrilled. But by the time we got back to my sister's house and she was tired, I think she was over having any photos taken. So usually she's fairly cooperative, but in this particular instance, she was not. And she'll usually, when she's done, she hides her face with her hair or her hand or both. So I do have one photo of her from this day. So later on, I'll put in a word strip that says memory destroyed, but I ended up taking that out because really the memory wasn't destroyed by her not posing or wanting to take a photo, because I did already have a photo of her of that day. And so I just leave in the hide me, and that's gonna actually be the title. So I'm adding that little piece of doily behind there, and essentially what I'm trying to do is bring more color to the black and white side, more black and white to the colored stripe side. So I'm adding these drippy sprays behind, and I'll reduce the opacity on those just a little bit. And then, as I've been quite often doing lately, I put in some frames, but don't use them as frames. I use them as layering pieces. So a white one and a black one go at the top left corner there, and then I'm going to add some more black and white to this side by adding this ribbon in. Then I add in those little beads that say oops. So then I start thinking that maybe I just don't want that one background. It's pretty bold, but I don't like the black behind it. So I go with the white, and I don't like that either. And I end up with this notebook paper. And I end up just moving everything around. And I was going to add that other paper, but it's just too much. So I was going to add that behind the main colored paper, but I end up just using it and doing a vertical stripe down the center. And then I add black and white under that. And now I'm just going to start building up more layers. I'll be adding some flowers, some brads and buttons. And I pull some yellow up towards the top there, little banner. And then I decided I'm going to use these two stamps in the background as well. And I use both of them in opposite corners. And then I add a bit of string and I kind of position it so it's underneath the photo and the staples that are holding the photo down. And then I add these little white flowers in. And there's that memory destroyed, which I do end up taking out off camera as I'm doing my journaling. I just liked the hide me better. Okay, and then I'm going to add this little jewel in just for a bit of sparkle. And I'm reducing the size of the main area of the layout, and I do pull it up some to add journaling. You'll see that on the bottom. There's the completed layout. Thanks as always for joining me. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and be sure to share and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Until then, happy scrapping.